Hello and welcome to our next Parent Forum presentation. My name's Mrs Robertson and I'm one of the assistant heads at the Deeping School, and I'm going to talk to you about personal development and wellbeing and extracurricular activities. During the course of the presentation, I'm going to talk about PSHE and developments that have been made there, the tutor time curriculum that's been in place since September, our student voice programme and the next steps with regards to these different areas. I'm then going to talk to you about extracurriculum and the developments that have taken place over the course of the last 6 months, how we track participation and how we use student voice to inform and improve that provision, and again, next steps for this particular area. PSHE has gone from strength to strength over the last 2 years. All students across all year groups now have dedicated PSHE lessons as part of their core curriculum time. Year 11 was the final year group to receive this, and it was introduced onto their timetables this academic year. We have a dedicated team of staff delivering the programme. This includes all heads of year. This is really important for the heads of year as it gives them an insight into the topics that are being covered and enables them to support the delivery and also support their students. Planning for the core curriculum in PSHE links to the school calendar. Key themes and ideas that are coming through our calendar and our assembly programme are covered through PSHE as well. We have a strong tutor curriculum which will be covered shortly, and it also adheres to all of the statutory national guidance to make sure our students are being exposed to all of the areas they need to be involved in. All students are asked at the starts and ends of lessons about their levels of stress and worry through the stress bucket system. This enables the PSHE teachers to flag to the pastoral teams any students where their stress or worry levels might be increasingly high, and then intervention and support can be put in place for these students. All students have mechanisms of support for themselves identified to them throughout and specifically at the end of every PSHE lesson. These could be specific areas of support relevant to the topics that have been covered in the PSHE lesson, or more generic ways that they can access support through things such as the SHARP system on the school grid. Our PSHE programme is also supplemented by drop-down days where appropriate. Areas such as the post-18 options day or post-16 options day enables us to cover a greater style of content in a much shorter space of time and expose students to something that perhaps isn't covered through the core curriculum lesson time. In September, we introduced our Tutor Time curriculum programme. This is a really positive start to a student's day in years 7 to 10. It's a comprehensive programme that tutors deliver on a daily basis that reinforces messages delivered through PSHE. It can address local concerns and issues perhaps that we are experiencing in our local community. It fits in with our school's statutory guidance in relation to PSHE and also mirrors some of the key themes that are coming through our school council and school calendar that might have local and national awareness within them. It's a 2-week carousel of activities that students engage in. They have, as part of this, a head of year and a senior leadership team assembly. They cover areas such as work-related learning and a strong careers focus. They follow part of an initiative called Votes for Schools, where students are exposed to local and national key topics of information and themes of news that are taking place in real time, and they have the opportunity to learn about those and vote within them. It also encourages students and exposes students to key areas and themes. Themes that we've covered so far include diversity, fundamental British values, Black history, student wellbeing, and our expectations as a school. Some of these will also be revisited at other points during the course of the academic year. Since September, we have increased and improved our use of student voice. We gather student voice really regularly through a variety of different mechanisms. We use our student council or our whole school council to feed back from their perspective some of the things that are working particularly well, areas that they're concerned about, and ideas for development moving forward. Our pastoral team has a really strong programme of pastoral student voice, where they meet with students from within their own year groups to again gauge their thoughts and impressions on things that are working particularly well within the school, within their lessons, things that they perhaps think could be developed further, and any ideas that they may have. We utilise a lesson drop-in system where members of the senior leadership team or heads of department drop into lessons to see what's taking place with regards to learning in those lessons. They may take a number of students out to have a conversation with them about the progress they feel they're making in lessons, what's working really well in those lessons, and potentially again some areas that could be developed moving forwards. We also have a strong programme of department quality assurance this year, where heads of department take it upon themselves to quality assure what's taking place within their own departments, and student voice forms a really strong part of that. We use that student voice to inform planning and department development plans. So what are our students saying? What are they agreeing with us on? And what are they suggesting are areas for development? And then potentially how can we look to develop those areas further? The tutor time curriculum is also informed by student voice. Every 2-week carousel, there is a opportunity for students to voice their thoughts and opinions. Those are collated, and potentially some of those themes then carry forward into future tutor time curriculum areas. PSHE curriculum is heavily informed by student voice as well. If there are particular themes coming through that students feel that they need to know more about, that perhaps doesn't fit within that statutory guidance, that's taken on board, and where possible that's implemented into the curriculum. We also use all of that to inform our whole school priorities. So what are the students saying and what can we do? So that we can then form a you said we did type of process where we can take on board their voice and feed back to them how, where possible, we've acted on that and what the outcomes of it are. So what are our next steps? Well, we need to further embed and develop our PSHE curriculum, ensuring that we have strong schemes of learning throughout the rest of the academic year that are well resourced to support students' progress. We need to continue to develop appropriate drop-down days across the school to make sure that they are really supporting and enhancing that core PSHE curriculum. We also, alongside that, need to continue to further upskill our staff that are delivering the PSHE curriculum to make sure they're well equipped and well skilled to develop those and deliver those core elements of PSHE. We also need to further understand, develop and enhance PSHE across all curriculum subjects. PSHE is not a standalone subject in its own right, and actually we want to embed it across the whole school. Our extracurricular programme has gone from strength to strength since we reintroduced it after Easter in the last academic year. This half term we have near 40 clubs running for students across all year groups in all different subject areas. This is something we're really proud of. We have clubs now operating before school, during registration, at lunch times, alongside an extensive programme after school. Clubs after school are now running for a full hour from at least 3:15 until 4:15. There are a few clubs that run for longer than that. We have an exciting array of new activities being offered, such as board game club for year 7, something that they asked for, graffiti club, again, which was something that was asked for by our students, and provision in our IT, which is something that students are really interested in. We now have a really comprehensive tracking system, so we know who is attending these clubs, and we know which clubs are proving to be more popular perhaps than others. All subjects across our school are now offering at least one activity per week, with some subjects going the extra mile and offering in excess of 5 to 10 different clubs. We have a new method of promoting clubs, and this is in place to support students' awareness and make sure that they understand what opportunities are available to them, how they access them, and why they would be great clubs to join. As alluded to previously, we are comprehensively tracking participation. It's for a variety of different reasons. It enables us to track who is attending and who is participating in our clubs and activities, and what clubs they're participating in. We're using a variety of different methods to support this, to work out which is the best method to record which clubs students are participating in and which is the most efficient for our members of staff. We're using the data to allow us to track groups of students, such as disadvantaged students, students from an SEM background, and even down to those that catch a school bus. This information is really important because it allows us to further analyse our levels of participation in order to increase the numbers of students accessing those opportunities and to make sure that we as a school are making sure all of the students in all of those different groups are having the opportunity to access clubs and activities, and there are no barriers in the way to them being able to engage with them. Last academic year, we undertook a large piece of student voice about our extracurricular provision. Near 800 students completed an online survey that gathered a huge amount of information about a variety of different areas that included what they thought was good about our programme and also what they felt needed developing and improving. We've used that information to inform certain things already, such as choice of activities. Students listed a huge variety of different things that they would like to see offered at the school. We've taken the opportunity to listen to that voice and offer some of those activities, and we hope to offer many more as the year goes on. We've also listened to the students who wanted the activities to last for slightly longer. Due to the various COVID restrictions last academic year, we could only offer clubs for 45 minutes. The clubs now run for a minimum after school of 1 hour in length. Unfortunately, we can't change the length of clubs at lunchtime, but we have listened to the students, and students now have access to longer clubs after school. Students also were concerned last academic year about how the clubs were advertised, so we have transformed that. Students should, at the start of each term, in their subject areas, receive a presentation about all of the clubs that are being offered in that particular subject that they can access. It also tells them how to access it, who they need to see, and what the club entails. And the benefit of this is they have subject specialists selling clubs in their own subjects, and it can really work in engaging students into wanting to participate. And we have seen huge increases in numbers of students participating this half term, and I do feel that the presentations have aided this. We're also offering opportunities at lunch times. This is something that will hopefully increase in number over the course of the rest of the academic year. This was something students specifically on a bus wanted access to because they felt that they weren't able to stay after school but wanted to participate. So hopefully there'll be opportunities available to all students, whether it be at lunch or after school, for them to all be able to join in. So what are our next steps for extracurricular? Well, we want to encourage greater participation in activities. This is for all students, but also specifically for groups of students that are struggling to access them at the moment. This could be students that have to catch a bus after school and therefore cannot stay to join those clubs. To support this, we want to increase the number of opportunities that are available to our students at lunch times, therefore giving access to all students the opportunity to participate in a wide variety of different activities. In order to do this, we need to continue to comprehensively track who is participating and what they're participating in, and equally who isn't participating, and understanding if there are any further barriers we need to address. We want to work with our sixth form students in supporting the delivery of our lunchtime opportunities. This is really important because these students want to engage and support, and actually they become a mechanism and vehicle for helping to enhance our lunchtime programme. We also want to review and adapt the reward system for participating in extracurricular. Yes, it's great fun to come, but actually let's recognise the engagement and participation and celebrate all of those students that have taken the opportunity to enhance skills, learn new skills in one of our different extracurricular activities and opportunities.